Hey everyone, let's do an intro so we can get it on podcast. So, hey everyone, welcome back to a brand new episode with Fionn and myself. And today we're going to talk all about getting back into the gym. So, if you're excited because the gym's opened on Saturday, I know I was pumped about the gym opening, but I've kind of trained the whole 14-week period. What were your thoughts on? What was the anticipation, Fionn, about getting back?
Some people might think it's a bit weird, but I wasn't too fussed about it, to be honest. I mean, I wasn't overly excited. I mean, it's nice to get back and everything, but I think because I hadn't used it in so long, I'd kind of forgotten what it felt like. So I went and trained yesterday, and it was good. It wasn't like, you know, some people are making out and putting videos up and putting stories up of like these, you know, it's the best thing that's ever happened and all this kind of stuff. And yeah, it's nice to go to the gym and all this, but it was good, but I wasn't too fussed about it. Yeah.
Do you know, I realised that I didn't train as hard in the gym as what I do when I was down on the outdoor area we had.
100%. Yeah. Bodyweight training, I think bodyweight training makes you go harder.
Yeah.
It pushes you.
But even, you know, when those, you know, they've got the kettlebells, the weights down there.
Yeah, we were using some kit, yeah.
You don't get distractions. You literally have the outdoor area, and it could be raining sometimes, and all you've got is a pull-up bar, kettlebells and dumbbells. So you just use what you've got. But actually, when you're in the gym, you're distracted. There's people all around, stuff going on all the time, and it's easy to get comfortable. And I think actually sometimes it's nicer to be in a uncomfortable environment where you've got the wind, the elements and stuff like that. And that, to me, made me train harder. And I feel like I got much better results during the COVID lockdown. And I think that actually I'm considering, well, I'm converting the garage into a gym, and I might just train in the den.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
It's kind of like, it's ironic to what we've been doing right now, but kind of like isolating yourself.
Yeah.
Because one of the quotes, the quote of the day for today, because we said we're going to do one.
Yeah, what is it?
My quote for today is paralysis by analysis. So if you're in the gym and you've got like you've just like set it up perfectly, you've got so much bits of kit, and you know, you've got different people, you've got what music should I put on, or it's hot in here, I'll open a window. You've got too many things to analyze, so in the end you start getting overwhelmed, overcome, and it all just comes in, and then you just don't really perform well, and you just kind of get paralyzed in your thoughts. So like you're saying, isolating yourself in your garage, whatever you've got, maybe a squat rack and some 10-kilo dumbbells and maybe some kettlebells or something, would probably actually maybe be more beneficial to going up to the gym and saying hello to him, her, and whatever that is. Yeah.
I get distracted far too easily. I see, you know, I see a squirrel outside and I start like watching it, and that's the problem with me. Anytime I've got an opportunity to talk to someone, I'll talk to them straight away, and before you know, it's 10 minutes gone. Whereas I didn't have that opportunity before. But let's give you some tips, because obviously this podcast isn't just about me and Fionn just talking about squirrels, right? And face ache. What we're going to talk about is our biggest top tips. So I'll start with a tip. Actually, no, I'll let Fionn, you go in with your tip first of all. So give us a tip that you recommend for anyone getting back into the gym, fitness classes, boot camps, whatever it is.
Number one, I'd say before you step into any exercise environment, or this could be transferred, this is a fitness podcast, but podcast, live stream, whatever you want to call it. Before you step into any environment, you want to sit yourself down. And if you know that it's going to be challenged, you need to know that it's going to be hard. And you need to know that there are going to be some times where you're going to struggle and you can't find the motivation. But you need to be in a position to accept that, and you need to know that if what you're aiming for, whether it's less body fat or whether it's jump in your career, if you're aiming for a higher position, or it could be applicable to anything. You just need to, self-talk is massive. You need to sit yourself down and tell yourself, look, I am going to get through this. There are going to be hurdles, but this is probably not the hardest thing in the world that anyone's done before. There's people that's done harder stuff than me. So let's just get through this and accept that. So setting yourself down before you either head into the gym or think about getting a membership, and just look and say, even if you need to reach out to someone and say, look, can you just give me a bit of just give me a bit of a kick up the arse if I am falling off the wagon, because sometimes I find it difficult to motivate myself. But yeah, just a bit of willpower is definitely what you're going to need before you step into that gym environment. Yeah.
Do you know what? Adding on that, I think I like that thing. Is I was thinking like yesterday, and actually, you know, your body can do anything really. It's the mindset, and that's what
Yeah.
you're saying. So basically, what you're saying is get the mindset right, and everything else follows into place. But people just focus on, oh, I'm going to go to the gym 3 times a week, 4 times a week, and there's like no goal, there's no real reason why you're going, and you just go, and without a purpose, you're not going to ever achieve anything. So the mindset thing is absolutely right. But what I realised actually, I used to find the gym a chore, or like working out a chore. I used to, I have to work out because being a coach or trainer, you have to be in shape. So I classified that as my job. But actually, the gym for me, or classes or boot camp, whatever it is a massive, massive release for me. It's like that's like my pub. That's what I go to. And I just changed the wording. One of my clients told me about it. Obviously, I don't know if it was you.
It was me.
It was
I've
you.
got
That
it
was
right
it.
about that. It was last week's.
Yeah, that's
Last
it. Sorry.
week's quote of the day.
Yeah, so I didn't say, I didn't try and make out as me said it. See, I did say, yeah. So you told me it's I get to, and just changing that word from I have to I get to, that makes a huge difference, because I used to dread going for a run, but now on a Friday night, I get to go for a run. And that's a game changer, just like twisting those words. And it's made me realize actually I get to go to the gym 4 times a week. I get to do a sea swim. I get to go for a run once a week. And actually, I want to go for more runs now. Whereas beforehand, I gave up running ages ago because I was measuring my times, my distances, and I became obsessive about it. And that actually made me give up. So for anyone out there, this is one of my tips. If you like tracking progress, which I always tell Fionn, don't we? We all say we've got to track progress, see results.
Yeah.
I'm a big fan of that. Don't get me wrong. I always want to do that. However, there's a point it gets to when sometimes it can be a bit obsessive and a bit too much. And sometimes just enjoy the process. So if you're going to the gym and we want you to keep up in weights and doing more reps and doing more sets, we want you to do that, definitely. But if you're literally walking through the front door of the gym and you are dreading your workout, maybe you're not in the right place to constantly push yourself all the time, and take a couple of steps back and just go in the gym and use Fionn's approach. I get to go to the gym and doing a 20-minute, 30-minute workout, which at maybe 60% of what you normally do, is far greater than doing a 0% workout. So just remember that there are levels, people in different phases. Life isn't one linear cycle of improvement. It's up and down, like a roller coaster. So you may be on the down spiral at the moment, getting back into the gym. Don't try and get back to where you were. You will get there, but start off just gradually building it up. That's
it.
throwing in my tip.
And mine straight, like correlate straight into that is don't try and get to where you were instantly, because that's not going to happen. And moving on slightly from that, but it's kind of the same principle. The weight that you used to lift to the gym, if you have been during lockdown, doing a little bit of body weight training, yeah, fair enough. You might think that that's going to keep you nice and fit and active, and it will. But that's not going to mean that you can go back into the gym and lift 100 kilos on your back with a barbell. Just be careful with the weight that you're lifting. I'm not speaking from experience, because I can't lift 100 kilos on a barbell, but I know some of the people who are listening on here maybe can. Or it doesn't have to be 100 kilos, it could be 40. Just be careful with the weight that you're lifting. So I recommend going in and for the first session, just doing about 30%, maybe 40% of what you used to do. Just getting your body in back to back to the weight that you used to lift, but obviously less than that, and just doing a few more sets than you used to, but with a lower weight. Yeah, you might not feel like you've fulfilled the whole gym session, but like you're saying, you're better off doing like a 30% than your 100% that you did before. So yeah, just being careful with the weights, because obviously we've been off. No one's really had access to heavy equipment, unless you're like Luke Hayter and you've got this huge bank balance and you can just shell out on squat racks. But
and nick assault bikes off personal training.
Yeah, that's it. But just going back into the gym, just be careful with your weight. You don't want to cause any injury. And obviously, a massive one for that as well is your form. Once you're going back in there, I suggest, if you can, try and go with a partner. I know it's a bit difficult with booking times and stuff at the moment, but 3 months down the line, after not doing a deadlift properly, for example, your form might just be off. And if you're going in and you do lift that weight, they used to say it's like 60, 70 kilos, whatever it is, with bad form, your risk of injury is really, really increased. So try and go in there with a partner and just reduce down the weight as well, so you can ease back into the form and the weight. Yeah, reduce the injury. It's massive.
I going on that, I completely agree with you. And I tell you what, one big thing I think people do is that I don't know why they do it for. It's old school bro mentality, and people seem to think that they need to split their sessions up into doing all leg day. Like my mate Ollie yesterday, he had a plan. He said, I'm doing legs.
Yeah.
The look on his face when he realised he was doing his first ever leg session, he looked like he was going to cry. And I just turned around and said, but why are you doing just legs, right? but why? And he goes, well, we'll get back into it, and I. But my point is, right, when you start getting into things, you get better and you get more efficient. So there's no reason why you can't do, say, 10 sets of legs when you've built the sets and the reps up and you've done months and months of working out and your body can cope with that demand. But if you've gone from basically doing 10 sets on a regular basis of, say, legs, and then all of a sudden a COVID's hit and you've gone one way or the other way, you've either done more than what you currently do, the same, or you've done nothing at all. A lot of people are down here, right? So their conditioning's gone right down to back to like 2-3 sets again. Just do 3 sets of squats or 3 sets of lunges or 3 sets of leg press and do them on different days. For example, you've got 4 days. You're going to do lunges one day, leg press the second day. You're going to do a leg curl the third day or a stiff leg deadlift. And on the 4th day, you're going to do, I don't know, reverse lunges. That way, you've still done your 12 sets, but you've done it over the week. Now, people would say if you don't ache, you haven't worked hard enough. I used to be one of those people that said that. And those people are actually a bit simple, because the thing is, if you ache like mad, right? Stay with me, right? If you ache like mad on a Monday, right? You're going to be walking like John Wayne and struggling to get down the stairs. That means your NEAT has gone down. You're not going to do as many steps throughout the week for it, because I've had sessions where I've ached for 6 days afterwards and I could barely move. I looked like I'd been beaten up with 2 baseball bats. It was awful. Yeah. Couldn't walk upstairs, couldn't sit on the loo. Don't get to that stage. And people will tell you, oh, that's hardcore mode. That's what gets the results. It's stupid. It doesn't get results. Consistency and sustainability gets results, and basically progressive overload. But if you're only used to doing 3 sets to go to 10 sets, that isn't progressive overload. That's stupid overload. All right. So your 3 sets here. Next week you do 4 sets. Next week you do 5 sets. Next week you do 6 sets. So it might take you 7-8 weeks to get to back to 10 sets, and you might never get to 10 sets because you might just want to increase reps, or you might just want to increase weight a little bit. But don't go from nothing to 10 sets, because you're going to feel terrible, right? Most people go to the gym. Most people go to the gym to achieve fat loss. That's what they go to the gym for. You go to the gym to look better naked, okay? Let's just get it out there. We all want to look better naked. That's what we want to do, okay? Whether we're super skinny or we're obese up here, we want to look better naked. We want a medium weight, and with our top off at the beach, strutting our stuff around the beach, we want to feel good. So you don't need to do 20 sets of legs on a Monday to get that. What you need to do is 4 well-programmed sessions. And if you need help with those sessions, that's when you need to invest in a coach. That's a plug there. Shameless plug.
Yeah.
See that? Shameless plug. What do you think of that, though?
Yeah, massive. I mean, I've never really trained like that, so I don't understand that way of thinking. I understand why people, I've heard it all before, and you said it rightly, the bro mentality, like going in and absolutely smashing yourself, walking out like knackered, hurting, all this kind of stuff. But I've never really seen the logic in doing arm day or leg day. I mean, I did used to train fully upper body, but it wasn't just I'd go in and smash biceps and triceps and then smash back and lats or something, whatever it is, I don't know. But I can't really understand that way of thinking, just go in and do legs and then do arms and then do shoulders or whatever like that, because I just haven't seen the logic in it. Why would you go in and do, because you said it before, if you do say 4 days of training, you go in so you say you do the full body, you do 3 sets of legs, and then you do arms, and then shoulders, and then you do back, and that's it. You've done like 12 sets, and then you can go out and your whole body feels pretty fresh, pretty worked, but still feeling all right. That accumulates to actually more than if you were to do, because no one could probably do 10 sets on a leg day. If you're lifting heavy, 10 sets is just
Exactly.
it's just why would you want to do that to yourself? If you can, then you must have had about 5 raw scoops of pre-workout straight to your mouth, like C4 straight in.
Yeah.
Well, it's just crazy, but I don't see why you'd want to smash it. If you want to, if that's how you feel that worked for you, that's okay. But personally speaking, maybe take a sit back and think, is this actually worth it? Me walking out of the gym looking like I've yacked my pants.
Do you know, the thing is, you're right there, Zen, but because people think that is the way to train, that's why they train. Because Barry, that's basically like from, the 70s, has told people that you have to split your body parts up. So if you're Arnold Schwarzenegger or Ronnie Coleman, split body parts does work. But the fact of the matter is, those people are professional bodybuilders. Yeah. And what they were doing was they had no job. Their job was to bodybuild, right? So Arnie would go in the gym on a Monday morning. This is what people don't understand. On a Monday morning, and he'd train like quads, right? And maybe quads and calves. Then he'd go back in the afternoon and he'd do chest and arms. Then the next day he'd come and he'd do hamstrings. But he'd train like twice a day, 5-6 days a week. So you think he was doing like chest 3 times a week? Now, most of us haven't got the opportunity to be able to train in the gym all the time. And most of us don't even want a physique like Ronnie Coleman or Arnie Schwarzenegger. So we're training like that, which makes no sense to me. The whole point of training is progressive overload. So we'll get the example, going back to legs. If I go on the leg press and I do 3 sets of 10 at 100 kilos, right? It's just a 100 kilo analogy. My legs are pretty knackered. So when I go to walking lunges, I might only be able to do 10 kilo walking lunges. However, if I waited a day and I went in the next day and did walking lunges, I might be able to do 20 kilo walking lunges because my legs would feel fresh. Then the third exercise of legs, the fourth exercise of legs, I'm doing different days, I would lift more reps, lift more weight and be able to do more sets on individual training days than doing all of it amalgamated into one session. Not to mention, if you get into detail of protein synthesis and stuff like that, your body likes to be trained more often. It doesn't like just doing one session of chest and then nothing the rest of the week. By about the fourth day of doing like that kind of thing, it's fully recovered and you're actually missing out on 3-4 days of growth. So it's well-known fact that the body actually loves being trained on multiple days of the week. And when people go, is that overtraining? It's not overtraining because you're only doing 3 sets or 4 sets on that session. If you were doing 12 sets of chest, the next day going back in and doing 12 sets of chest, then definitely there would be an aspect of overtraining. But again, based on what I've been reading recently over COVID, I don't really think overtraining exists. I think it's under recovery. I think it's stress management, sleep. And I think as long as you're gradually progressing every single session, then you are on the right track. If you took Ross Edgley, for example, the bloke who swam around Great Britain, he swam around Great Britain. He did 170 days of swimming with no sick days, with no days off. So, and he swam for like 10 hours a day. So when it comes to overtraining, I'd get a phone call with Ross Edgley and ask him about overtraining because I think he'd tell you something different. That's my rant over. Over to you, Fionn.
Well, you've steamed ahead, but I'm going to rewind ever so slightly back to that, back to the gym, doing the separate body parts and stuff. With all the people that brought about this mentality of training different body parts at different times, like you say, were bodybuilders, and they were training to stand on stage and look good with their physique, etc. But what people don't understand is they had coaches themselves, and the coaches would, they were always in front of the mirror with their tops off. And the reason being is because people are going to be looking at them with their tops off because that's, like you said, their job. But the reason they did this whole training one set of body part per day is because if they looked in the mirror and their shoulders weren't quite right, they'd do a whole day of shoulders because they need to be in proportion. They need to be this aesthetic looking thing where everything needs to be as good as each other. Because if you step on the stage and your abs aren't as good as the person next to you, you have a lesser chance of winning, or your your quads or your hammies or your calves or your biceps, if they're not as good as the people to the left and right of you, you're not going to win that competition. So that's the reason why they did all this specific body part trainings, because they needed them body parts specifically to grow in order to be in proportion. Whereas, yeah, most of us would like to be in proportion, but in reality, we don't need to be perfect. So that's why we should be doing whole body overall training, because that's going to allow for proportion, but we're not looking for perfection. I think it's a fine line between the two. If you're looking for perfection, maybe go and seek a coach if you're looking to get into that way of training your body. But at the moment, proportion is key. So just doing a whole, because I can. This is my league, and as well, Luke. This is my ball game. I used to just go into the gym and do upper body. I used to do no legs whatsoever. I used to look like a Dorito. Chris, I used to look like one of them, and it was like, I kind of realized to myself, this is getting a bit silly now, because everyone always used to say to me, oh, you need to train legs. So I started training a little bit of legs, and I realized that actually your physique does look a lot better in proportion. Yeah. But yeah, massively training all body parts. Try not to leave one or two out even if you don't like it. Like shoulders, for me, I can't stand training. I don't think anyone can, because there's such a weak muscle. Do you get that? Do you like training shoulders?
Do you know, I never really tried training shoulders, but my mate Tommy loves training shoulders. Loves them. Loves, like, you've got to learn to love it. That's the thing. What I've realised is you've got to learn to love the process. So for anyone out there who's saying they don't like going to the gym, it's because you're not enjoying the process. The fact is that when you eat a bar of chocolate, you get the instant satisfaction, the gratification to eat the chocolate bar. But afterwards, you don't necessarily feel as good, because you kind of think, I probably shouldn't have ate that much chocolate. Gym, running, swimming, cycling, any type of fitness thing, it's not the instant feeling when you're doing it. You need to realise it's the after effects, a good thing. Doing a run, going to the gym, doing a sea swim, you always feel great afterwards. No one ever ran in the sea and goes, I feel amazing. They ran in the sea and goes, that is cold, right? When they got out afterwards, you feel pumped, you feel energetic, you feel revitalised. I got up this morning and my alarm went off at 10 to 6. And straight away I thought, oh my God, I didn't even know what day of the week it was. And I thought to myself, I really don't want to do a headspace, right? Bang. Stop being a wussy, Luke. Get onto it. Bang, headspace done. Don't want to stretch. Stop being a wussy, Luke. Do your stretching, because I know how I'm going to feel. So I've done 10 minutes of meditation, 5 minutes of visualization. I've done 10 minutes of stretching. I've done my gratitude diary. I've had a great breakfast. I've even gone for a 35-minute power walk with the dog in the sun. And I've listened to a podcast. And now we're on this right now, and I feel bloody good. I haven't even drunk any caffeine yet, right? But if I'd slept in, I wouldn't feel as good. So I know we're talking about the gym, but get used to the process, okay? You're not going to feel great every time you go to the gym. You're not going to feel buzzing about going to the gym unless you're a sad act like me, okay? And you've got no other social life. You need to understand that you're probably a normal person, and I'm not really normal, right? So I like the gym. It's my social side. I love it. Better than the pub. If someone says pub or gym, I go gym all day, right? But you're probably at that phase out watching this now, and you're someone who likes to read books. You're someone who likes to, I don't know, do something maybe like painting, go to the pub, that kind of thing. Don't think about how painful it is now. Think about the journey and where you want to be, okay? Visualization. You're visualized as an identity of being a healthier, happier, fitter person. Once you understand the reasons why you're going to the gym, in a year's time, you'll realize you'll be happy when you get there. And that will allow you to do more things. It'll give you more body confidence. You'll feel better on the beach. You won't feel non-confident when you've taken your clothes off, etc. So they're massive things. So emotions are what get you to where you want to be. So if you can realize why you're doing it, you will get there.
Yeah, that touches on the thing I said before, obviously, about willpower. Is you need to, it's all self-talk. You need to sit down and tell yourself, look, it's going to be hard. I might not enjoy this right now. It's instant and it's long-term gratification, Right now, I probably cannot be asked to get in the car and drive to the gym and go in there and see people that I don't want to see. Or, I mean, I'm not trying to stereotype, but I think for females, sometimes stepping into the gym, it's quite hard because the gym is quite lads. You know, there's big lads in there lifting heavy, talking about girls. You know how it is. That's just the way it is, unfortunately. But for females, if you're out there listening, going into the gym might seem a bit daunting, might seem a bit scary, but you know, training at home is also fine, and doing classes and all that kind of stuff. But stepping in doing resistance training is massive. But it's the instant gratification. You're not going to get much out of it from it. You know, you might get a little G up saying, oh, you know, I've went to the gym, feel good that I've actually got off my ass. But actually, once you're finished, like you say, it's that long-term feeling of thinking, oh, you know, I've smashed today. I've done 3 sessions this week, which feels amazing. I'm wrapping up the week, ready for next. Going to book, as of now, COVID, obviously, what's going on. Going to book my sessions in for next week. And that means maybe in a year's time, I would have dropped, I know, a stone. I would have dropped my ideal weight. I would have dropped a stone, or I would have grown my legs bigger, or whatever it is. You just got to know that it's going to take a while. But you got to sit yourself down and just tell yourself that you got to have that chat with yourself.
100%. And I think for anyone out there, you know, getting back into the and not just the gym, getting back into fitness classes, getting back into boot camps and anything at all, if you need help, ask someone, okay? Reach out to someone. You can fast track your progress so much further by having a coach. I have a coach for my business. I coach Fionn, and Fionn learns from what I've learned. So we're in like a ladder process, for example, and you've learned probably what it took me 10 years to learn. Do you know what I mean? And so when I was 16, 17 learning, I didn't invest in anything like that at all. I did a few PT courses, but the amount of stuff I've learned now, and one of the biggest things is you can know all about calories, right? You can know all about training plans, but mindset, if the mindset isn't right and you don't have those habits and that morning routine and that visualization, you don't have that in place, it doesn't matter what training plan someone gives you. It doesn't matter what calories someone gives you. Because if you're not in the right mindset, you're not going to eat the calories they're telling you to eat. So I could give you today, and Fionn could give you today, the absolute calorie plan suits you. They give you the perfect training plan. But if your headspace isn't right, then you're not going to do it. You're just going to give up. And that's what we work on. We work on everything. It's not just about going to the gym and rep counting. It's about the whole aspect of health and wellness. And I cannot stress that enough. All of the people we train that get great results have a change in the whole life. They become a different identity. And that's the thing. They become a better version of themselves. And that is the biggest thing I want you to take home. But for me, get back into the gym. You know, a lot of people are worried about COVID in gyms and stuff like that. The gyms I've been to are ultra clean. The cleaning processes in place are far superior than what you get anywhere else, right? For example, you go to supermarkets, I'm not going to name and shame them, but I've been to a couple, and some of them don't even probably realise that it's COVID periods going on. You know, for example, I mean, I struggle to see a bottle of hand sanitizer in some places. So you've got people picking up products and then putting them down. That's no different to you picking up a dumbbell and putting it down. Yet the gym we go to, every hour, every 75 minutes, they shut the gym down, 15-minute clean over. You can't get better than that, right? That's the thing. It's a very, very safe environment, limited capacity. I mean, if you are worried, then I understand. But however, I would say they've put everything in place of going. And maybe, me not being rude, but maybe people may be using that as an excuse about not exercising and getting back on track. Because I feel like what's happened with this current period is people have either gone one way or other. The people that want to get fit have gone, right, let's get fit. Because actually, we know that if we do get COVID, if we're obese and we've got diabetes, we're gonna struggle with COVID. However, if we get COVID, we're a normal weight, we don't have any comorbidities, which is like high blood pressure, obesity, diabetes, all those kind of things. We can pretty much fight off, 9.5 times out of 10. We're going to absolutely battle that and we're going to be great. So wouldn't it make sense to right now work on your health and your fitness and your wellness? Because if you did get COVID, you would be a massive, massive chance of survival from being fitter and healthier and not having diabetes. Or what we could do, sit on the sofa, binge watch Netflix and eat pick a mix.
That's it.
That's what I mean. I think you've got to give it out there, haven't you? Sometimes.
Yeah, you've got to, some people have to hear the harsh reality, because without it, you know, and then you have said that, and some people that will resonate with, and that will um give that the boost. But for some people, they'll still choose to ignore that and still choose to, you know, fight off the fact that they maybe can't find the motivation. And for them people, if you are one of them persons listening, and you know you are guilty of maybe not being as active as much and making poor food choices, don't worry, that's fine. We're all like that. Everyone naturally is like that. There's no one that's not like that, and I don't know anyone, even like yourself and me. We both like a good treat, and we both,
Of course we do.
know how nice it is to sit down and do nothing. But once you do get up and do get moving, and do realize that there are nicer foods out there than beige diet. What is that? That's what they call it, isn't it?
Yeah.
Better foods than the beige diet.
Like our walls.
That's it. Yeah. There are better foods in this colour. Yeah. And there are, you know, better things to do than sit down and watch things after work on Netflix or the TV, whatever it is, watching series. Then once you do a couple of them things, you'll actually realise the value of them. So I hope from my words and from Luke's words as well, we kind of do give you a little bit of motivation, even just now after you've watched this, to go out and have a walk. Just go into the natural light, leave your phone behind, and just take it all in, soak it in, and see how much better you feel afterwards. Even if it means just going out for a walk after work, or skipping the pizza for dinner and maybe just having the pizza, have half of it, stick salad on the side. I don't know, I'm just making things up. But just
I agree with you, mate.
Little implements, little choices into your life, and see how much better you feel afterwards, and that hopefully should get the ball rolling. That's what I'm trying to say.
Or what you can do is you can drink a bottle of wine tonight, right? And watch a box set of 4 episodes, just sit there, right? Whilst you troll through social media and all the negative Nellies on there, and then moan and groan about your life. So you do Fion's option, or you can do option B. I guarantee you one option is going to make you feel better, and one option is going to make you feel 100 times worse. And Fion's recommendation is the fact of it's a stacking of habits, and it's getting better and better and better. So the walk today won't have a massive effect on your health. However, if you walked every single day, 7 days a week for a good year, you would burn a lot of calories. You would get a lot of vitamin D. Your energy would be better. You'd be out in the fresh, you know, environment. You'd feel better than being stuck indoors. We're not used to being indoors all day. It's not good for us. It's not good for us to be sat down. It's not good.
We weren't designed. Think about when we go back to primary times. We weren't designed to be inside these boxed houses that are like restrictive of light. There's my window there, and your window's in front of you as well, right? But other than that, when it's nighttime, you know, when we got the curtains closed, we're in these boxed places which are like, it's just not natural for us. So we naturally are from outside. We used to sleep on the ground, wake up on the ground, go hunting out in the natural, you know, out in the countryside, all this kind of stuff. There was no such thing as a car back in the day. You'd wake up by the sun, and that's why you've got that lumen light, isn't it?
Yeah.
And you would go to sleep when the temperature drops, you know? We're not supposed to be inside. So why people think that the new way of life is to sit down on one of these desk chairs and watch TV with the blinds closed and the lights off is just beyond me. But if you are like that, that's fine. Just try and implement a few of the different things we said today into your lifestyle. Yeah.
You've got it. Small changes, and you won't be an overnight success, but you're far better off. Little analogy, I listened to my podcast this morning. Snakes and ladders. Everyone remembers the board game. Don't be someone who climbs a lot of ladders, because you're going to hit a snake and you're going to drop down, okay? So what I mean by that is if you go over hammer and tong, go to the gym twice a day, 6 days a week, you know, you've got a strict calorie diet, you cut out alcohol completely, you cut out junk food completely, you're more than likely going to end up doing really good results, but you're going to hit a wall and you're going to drop down. Be one of those people who gradually climbs the ladders. So implement small sustainable changes. As Fionn said, go for a walk every single day. Step 1. Step 2, get 7 hours sleep a night, right? Great. Step 3, drink 2 litres of water a day. Step 4, do maybe a morning gratitude. Step 5, then start looking at going to the gym 1 day a week, 2 days a week. Before you know it, within a few months, you're going to have all these great habits and you're going to feel on top of the world. We can guarantee you that. If you do need help, however, I'm just stabbing this pen around, right? If you do need help and you are a busy adult and you want to be happier, healthier, and get in great shape, right? We're reaching out to you. We're saying to you, get in touch with us and we will coach you. We will train you to become a better version of yourself. It is silly to not want to do that, okay? Everybody wants to make themselves a better, fitter, happier person, okay? And the time is now to invest in yourself. If you invest in yourself, your family, your work, your productivity, it's all going to go up. There's only a benefit to it. So if you're one of those people right now sat there and this resonates with you, reach out to either Fionn on his social media, myself on social media. We work together as a team. We've got a plan that is 100% guaranteed to get results. It improves your body, your mind, your wellness, everything. All right?
Rolling out very soon.
Yeah. And
Big things coming.
have you got anything you'd like to finish off with?
Thanks for listening.
There you go.
Yeah, if you are at home, whether you've watched this live or whether you've watched this on catch up, whatever it is, then thanks very much for listening, and try and just implement a couple of the things that we talk about in the podcast. So, walking, better diet, sleep, you've just named them all. So yeah, try making small little changes, which are massively going to impact your life, and that's about it.
And don't be stingy and share this, okay? Share it with a friend that you feel would benefit from it, okay?
Yeah, share the knowledge.
Share the knowledge, okay? We're on here giving our time away completely for free to help you. So make sure you share the knowledge, because the more people we can reach, the more of these we can do, the more we can benefit you. So we really appreciate all your help, and have a bloody good day. That's all I can say.
Sun's shining.
Yeah, sun's shining.
Yeah.
Get some vitamin D.
That's
Hey,
it.
see you soon.
All right, guys.